23 minutes ago, humanity received its first deliberate response from a non-human intelligence. At 10:51 UTC today, the structure that emerged from 3I Atlas transmitted a focused radio beam directly at Earth. Not a broadcast, not scattered emissions. A narrowband signal aimed with surgical precision at our planet, transmitted at frequencies we use for deep space communication, encoded in mathematical patterns that took AI systems 14 minutes to begin decoding. And what the message contains has triggered immediate lockdown protocols at every major space agency worldwide. This signal isn't a greeting. It's a schematic. Detailed technical diagrams showing Earth's orbital mechanics, our satellite infrastructure, the positions of every major telescope that's been observing it, and something far more disturbing, precise locations of our nuclear arsenals, power grids, and communication networks. This isn't first contact. This is reconnaissance data being returned to prove capability. It's showing us exactly what it knows. And what it knows should be impossible for any external observer to obtain. I have exclusive access to the decoded portions of this transmission through sources at 3 separate institutions who've refused classification orders. What you're about to see are the actual image reconstructions, the mathematical proofs embedded in the signal, and the horrifying implications that have world governments convening emergency sessions right now. This entity doesn't just know we're here. It knows everything about us, our vulnerabilities, our capabilities, our exact technological level, and it's telling us it knows. October 6, 2025, 10 hours 51 minutes and 17 seconds UTC. The Green Bank Telescope in West Virginia was conducting scheduled monitoring of the 3I Atlas structure when receiving equipment registered an unprecedented signal spike. Dr. Marcus Holland was analyzing routine data when every screen in the control room simultaneously lit up with coherent signal detection across multiple frequency bands. The source coordinates locked precisely on the structure's position, now 3.2 million kilometers away and closing. I've worked in radio astronomy for 22 years, Holland later told colleagues in leaked audio. I've never seen signal strength like this from any source beyond Earth orbit. The power output required to generate this signal at that distance would drain a nuclear power plant in seconds. But it wasn't just power. It was precision. The beam width was less than 0.3 degrees. It was aimed specifically at us. Within 90 seconds, confirmation came from Parkes Observatory in Australia and Arecibo's replacement array in Puerto Rico. All 3 facilities detected the identical signal simultaneously, accounting for light travel time. The transmission was real, directed at Earth, and strong enough to be detected by amateur radio telescopes worldwide. This wasn't subtle. This was a deliberate announcement. We see you. We are responding. The signal modulation used a technique called phase shift keying, identical to methods NASA employs for deep space probe communications. But the data rate was staggering, 10 megabits per second, far exceeding anything achievable at that distance with our technology. The transmission lasted exactly 8 minutes and 47 seconds before stopping as abruptly as it began. In that time, it delivered approximately 5.3 gigabytes of information. Dr. Sarah Chen, who'd been analyzing previous 3I Atlas transmissions, was immediately brought into the decoding effort. The data structure was complex but recognizable, hierarchical formatting similar to protocols developed for interstellar communication by SETI researchers. They're using our own proposed communication standards, Chen realized with growing horror. Either they've intercepted and decoded our SETI transmissions, or they independently developed identical logical structures for information exchange. Both possibilities are disturbing. The first decoded section appeared within 31 minutes. It was an image, not a photograph, but a data visualization reconstructed from mathematical coordinates. It showed Earth's orbit around the Sun with precision accuracy, every planet in correct relative position as of today's date. Not yesterday, not last week, today, October 6, 2025. The structure had real-time knowledge of planetary positions accurate to within kilometers. The second decoded section made the room go silent. It was a map of Earth's artificial satellite constellation. Every major satellite in geostationary orbit, GPS networks, communications arrays, military reconnaissance satellites, all plotted with identification codes that matched known designations. But it included satellites that are classified, ones whose existence isn't publicly acknowledged. The structure had somehow cataloged every significant human-made object in Earth orbit. This is active intelligence gathering, Dr. James Mullis stated in an emergency consultation with Space Force officials. The structure has been observing Earth's electromagnetic emissions, has mapped our orbital infrastructure through either radar returns or optical observation, and has processed that information with computational capability far exceeding our own. And now it's showing us it knows. This is a capability demonstration. The third decoded section triggered immediate military escalation. It showed Earth's surface with specific points highlighted across every continent. Cross-referencing the coordinates revealed something chilling. The markers corresponded exactly to locations of strategic military installations, nuclear weapons storage facilities, major power generation stations, and critical internet infrastructure nodes. The precision was exact down to individual buildings at some sites. They've identified every critical vulnerability in our global infrastructure, a leaked NSA briefing document stated. The accuracy suggests either long-term signals intelligence gathering from intercepted communications or sensor technology capable of resolving surface features from millions of kilometers away with clarity exceeding our best spy satellites. Either way, this entity has conducted comprehensive reconnaissance of human civilization and is now informing us of that fact. The final decoded section before encryption analysis stalled contained mathematical proofs, theorems in physics that solve problems human scientists have struggled with for decades. Solutions to quantum gravity equations, unified field theory frameworks, energy generation principles based on spacetime manipulation. The structure wasn't just demonstrating knowledge of Earth, it was demonstrating technological sophistication centuries or millennia beyond human capability. And then the transmission ended, leaving 5 hours of encrypted data that our most advanced computers haven't yet cracked. Subscribe immediately. We're decoding more every hour. The next section may tell us why it's here, and whether humanity should be terrified or hopeful about what happens when it arrives in 39 hours.